Running, an activity that starts off like any other. But the more you stay with it, the more it gives you back. I remember when I started running. I was in school. I could run 1 kilometer and that was it. I couldn't run anymore. It was so bad, to a point that I thought that the second kilometer was impossible. But honestly, I didn't care about it. I didn't care about the distance. All I cared about was speed. All I wanted to do was run fast. All I wanted was to beat my friends at school and win all the races. That is all I was training for. And to be honest, I hated running. I hated it. I hated every part of it. I had no idea why I was doing it. And I just wanted to quit if I got the chance. And I did quit. School got over, and then I got into college, and I had no time. I remember when I was in college, I had watched this anime called Run with the Wind. And something about Run with the Wind made me feel so personal. It's got these characters, and every character is so beautifully written. It feels like they're a part of you, like they represent a part of yourself. And Run with the Wind has changed my life in many ways, but especially in terms of running, there are two characters in the story that have stayed with me. And these are the characters of Haiji and Kakeru. Now, Kakeru is this young, impatient, reckless, result-oriented person. Like I was. All I wanted to do was win races. I only cared about outcomes, only cared about results. While on the other hand, Haiji is somebody who cares about the process. He cares about the people he runs with. And when I watched the show, I completely identified with Kakeru at first. I knew I was that reckless guy. I was result oriented. But as I kept on watching, I realized that I needed to be Haiji. That is who I wanted to become. And there's this scene in Run with the Wind where Haiji and Kakeru are sitting at a table, and Haiji asks him, if all you care about is speed, then why not take a train? Why not take a plane? Why do you run? Why? And that question stayed with me, because at that time I had no answer for it. Why do we do anything? Like, why do why do you do what you do? It's not just running, but anything. What is the reason that you do it? And also, the fact that something like running, or actually any activity to that matter, can be funny. You don't have to just see it as a means to an end, but the means is the end. The fun is the goal, or at least it can be. So I started running again, but this time I went for speed. This time I just wanted to know my why. I wanted to discover it. And it was hard. It was really hard at first. It took a lot of time and a lot of time to even run the second kilometer. But with time I did it. And then I kept on running, weeks and weeks and weeks that turned into months. And finally I could run continuously for 30 minutes. And then suddenly I could run a 5K. But to be honest, it was not about the 5K. It's not about any of those numbers. I was actually having fun. I was having fun running. I was feeling like, I could do this. And every new distance felt like I was discovering something new about myself, that I could do it if I believed in it. And I think in that process, I somewhere discovered why I was running. And I think my reason for running is because I wanted to discover what the next kilometer felt like. I had actually watched another movie too. Now, this is a different one. It's called Chungking Express. Now, Chungking Express has this line where a character says, everybody gets unlucky in love sometimes. When I do, I go running. The body loses water when you run, so that none is left for tears. Now, I know, it might sound strange at first, and it is, but why I mention is to reinstate the fact that running is not just a physical process. It's not a physical activity exclusively. I feel that running, or any kind of exercise for that matter, is more of a mental activity. It's more of you making yourself believe that you can do it, that you can go to the next level. It's like the only time when you are left with yourself completely. And there comes a time when you start going inside and you start convincing your mind that you are capable of doing what you want to. And there's this internal conversation that starts where every time you engage in it, you know a little bit more about yourself. You know a little bit more of what you want, or what you can do, or what you must, and why that matters to you. Now, running can help you feel better. It is very therapeutic too. But I don't think running can solve your problems, but it can help you deal with them. It can make you calmer, it can make you more focused, it can make you less anxious. Actually, there's this quote in Run with the Wind, again, which goes something like, running doesn't help me run from my problems, but I guess it helps me run with them. helps me run with them. And I couldn't agree more, you know. Because why should we run away from what we fear or what troubles us? Like, is running, right? Like when I run, I'm suffering. My heart is pounding, I'm sweating like mad, my legs are paining, and I still need to do it, you know? And so you go inside your mind and you're convincing it that, you can do it. You can do it. It's just the next step and the next step and the next step and the next kilometer and the next, 100 meters, and then you're done. And then you keep doing it and doing it and doing it, and you're in uncharted territory all of a sudden. You're in a place where you haven't been before. You're at a distance where you haven't covered before. Why? Because you pushed yourself. Because you believed in yourself. And I think, in that struggle of believing myself and trying and going the new distance and, helping me deal with my problems, I have discovered a new why for myself. And I think that the reason I run now is to discover who I am inside. Start running, maybe. You might enjoy it. Goodbye. I'll see you next time.